I'm gonna make the chilli because I've got some mince here and I've also got some bacon. Why not? I'll fucking use that. Raggedy bit of fucking celery, and some fucking onion here. Again, left over. And for the last bit, I've got sofrito for a Mexican sort of vibe. You want a fucking pepper. I've got all three colours of the fucking rainbow here, so we'll pick one and then we'll go with that. I got like fucking chipotle chili flakes. I got my ground cumin. I got my fucking ancho chili flakes. I got my fucking... I've only got a regular or a Mediterranean oregano for the time being, but it will have to do. And then I know it's not traditional, but I like the smokiness and a bit of colour and a bit of sweety smoky from the fucking smoked paprika. You know what I mean? I'm struggling here. We've got this tin of fucking Serrano chilies, otherwise known as fucking jalapeno chilies, which are already charred, which is cool. I got this old sauce of fucking habanero. It was always black, it hasn't gone off, I promise you. And then I got a fucking thing of adobo, which again, I don't think is traditional, but it's fun and it's from the Caribbean, which is close to Mexico, so I'll take. We've got this tub of like, it's not actual chicken stock, it's just like water that chicken's been cooked in, but it's like gelatinized in that, so it's good stuff. And then I'm gonna put a beef fucking stock thing in there as well, just to fucking, you know, juice it up a bit. And then obviously salt and pepper. What I've done now is I've chopped up my veg very loosely, basically just cleaned it off, and then I'm gonna take it right like that, and I'm gonna chuck it right in the air fryer. Now you might think this is a bit odd and I should chop it further. Hello cat. However, this is gonna like slow roast it, except it's gonna do it quicker because it's in the air fryer. I might blend it a bit more just to fucking break it up. Ooh, I've forgotten the garlic. I've now got 3 bits of garlic, 3 cloves of garlic that are gonna go into the air fryer like that. There we go. That's gonna go in there. Stick it on for like fucking, I don't know, like 12 minutes. Stop it, cat. What are you doing, man? Like 12 minutes, and then we'll see how that looks after that. And then basically I'm just going to chuck it in blender, and that's going to add like a nice bit of umami flavour to it. Into it, cat. Into it, cat. It's going to be fucking tasty. Whilst my veggies are cooking, which as I may not have mentioned, I cooked sausages in here earlier today, so there's a nice bit of sausage fat which is going to get an extra bit of flavour onto that. As that carries on, we've cut up our bacon, which is now into the pan on a low heat, and I've also put in there just a wee bit of fucking beef dripping, which again is not authentic. That's not a Mexican thing to do. Normally they would use lard, which is something I found out due to my research. It's not for Katie's, however, I like a bit of beef dripping as well, and then we've got the flavour from the pork in all the other aspects, do you know what I mean? It's not authentic, it's not necessary, but at the end of the day, none of this is really necessary. I could just be sitting here eating a tube of fucking sweet paste, and you know what? I would survive, but I wouldn't fucking live, pal. Let's get some juices flowing. I've taken some chilies and I've chopped them up, and now I'm going to chuck them into here, which I have turned up the heat a bit because it was taking its sweet time. And there we go. We're going to cook the bacon in the jalapenos, which are already charred, and that'll start us off with a nice sort of zesty meaty base or some shit. Actually smells banging right now. It keeps fogging up, steaming up like, but it smells strangely like McDonald's for some reason, which is peculiar, but quite alluring. Sofrito has been charred, so I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it in my blender. As you can see, it's got a nice slight bit of blackening to it. It's going to be good shit. It's going to taste good. Look at this garlic. It's got like a nice bit of brown into it, caramelising, burning my fingers. It's good shit. Oh, look at that. Look at this shit. That's all flavour. All that. I feel the need to actually show you the blending because I'll save all your autismos out there. I know what it's like. So we've got a nice sort of rough chop on everything. It comes together nicely. I'm going to add that to my pot, which as you can see is starting to brown out nicely. The fat is rendering. It's still not as rendered as I'd like it to be honest, but we're getting there. We're getting a nice fond. A fond is this brown shite at the bottom of the pan. So yeah, we'll see. I might hold off for a bit before I add my sofrito, but I might add something else in there just for shits and giggles. We're gonna defond later with a spirit of my choice, which again is unnecessary, but fuck it. So I've added I've added my cumin, my ancho chilies and my chipotle chilies in here just to sort of brown up a bit, to get to know each other a minute before we introduce any more moisture, you know, maybe get a slight toast with all that fat, and then we're gonna deglaze momentarily. I've put like a tablespoon of each. I've got one of these jollies you can get off Amazon. If you live in England like myself, it's a bit hard following the American recipes, but obviously it's Mexico, so they're going to do that, aren't they? They're going to use that sort of measurements. But whatever is what it is, I'll play the game if I have to. So I've turned the heat up slightly to 3, which is out of 6. It's a very old stove. I've got some fucking shite tequila here that was gifted to me a long time ago, and I don't want to drink it, so I'm using it in my fucking chilies now. So as you can see, it's going to lift off that fond from the bottom of the pan. We'll give it a nice drizzle, you know what I mean? Fucking yeah, why not? Because it's going to burn off anyways. Jesus Christ, I can smell that. But as you can see, it's cleaned the pan quite nicely and lifted all that flavour into the fucking fluid. It might need a little bit of assistance scraping some of it off, but look at that. All that brown, that's all flavour. So we'll let that burn off for a minute, let that cook off rather, the alcohol for a bit, because we don't want our bacony bits absolutely honking or shitty tequila. We'll let it all fucking marinate for a little bit longer. On number 3, get a little simmer on the go like that, just like that, and then we'll add our bit. How do you know when your alcohol is cooked off? Well, if I stick my schnoz in there and take a whiff, if it doesn't make you do that, then it's good to go. If it's still a bit fucking right, then it's still a bit fucking right, you know. You gotta let that settle for a bit longer and mature. It's up to you how much you want to let it cook off at the end of the fucking day. You can keep it as fucking juicy as you like, but I'm happy with that, so I'm gonna have to fucking use my other hand to scoop it out, because I ain't got 3 fucking hands, pal. Right, there's my sofrito in with my spices and my bacon and my fucking tequila. Now, this is not going to need to be cooked for long because it's already been cooked and it's already a lot smaller. So I'm just going to get everybody mixed in together, and then we're going to add our tomatoes, which I still need to blend because I didn't like it when we just chop it straight in. I've got a tin. I would rather have actual tomatoes, but it is what it is. Actually, shit a brick, I almost forgot the main ingredient, the fucking mince, pal. Unfortunately, it is just straight up fucking supermarket mince, but that's what we got. It works, it's good shit. In we go. Fucking hell, the paper's still on there. We'll get that out when we don't want that now, do we? Alright then, I'm gonna mix that in now and all. So I cooked off my beef pretty rapidly, which is what you want to do to get rid of the water that's inside it, and now we're gonna settle everything down with our tomatoes, which I have blended. The heat right down, but obviously it's still going to bubble a lot because of the heat of it still there. And now we've got our chicken juice shit stock. Look at this, look at how gloopy that is. That's what you want from stock. That's how you know it's good stock, like, you know what I mean? Look at that, just sitting there. Tomatoes, stock, and the rest of it's in there. I'm now going to go in with our little stock cube. I'm going to break them up and check. There's my stock, plenty of salt and pepper, and a splash of the adobo and all, and then we'll give that a mix. We'll let that fucking all sit with each other for about 15-20 minutes, and then we'll come back and do a taste test and see if we need to add anything else, and then we'll leave it for a bit longer. I like to let mine sit and reduce for a while because this is pretty sloppy right now. That's not what I'm after. I'm not after no sloppies. I like it firm, do you know what I mean? Firm. I added the paprika and the fucking oregano and a little bit more black pepper because I didn't actually do it the first time. And then there we go, nice, and look at that, look at that, look at that. I'm trying to make it look good, but it doesn't really look that great right now, but it'll look better on the plate, I promise you. Right, so it's been cooking for a while, and I've tasted it, and I've added salt and that, and obviously it's reduced, so the flavour would have intensified as it's been cooking, but this is like a lot better now, a lot less sloppy. Look at that. So I'm pretty happy with that. I think we're pretty much ready to serve. Before I do that, I'm going to add my black beans, my coriander, and a squeeze of lemon, not fucking lemon, lime juice into it. You don't want to put that into olive because it'll just cook off pretty much straight away and you won't get none of it. So now that I've done that, I've added my fresh herbs, and my beans have had like a couple of minutes to like sit there and like cook and that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a fucking lid on, aren't I? Yeah, I am. I'm gonna put a lid on, just like that. And I'm gonna turn the heat off. Alright. Because now I gotta prep me rice. So I got a bit carried away, but basically underneath there is rice, and then we have the chili on top. And then I got a bit lazy and just used like a bag of pre-grated cheese, but it's like a mix of 4 cheese, so it's not just cheddar. So that looks alright, that's it. And then I got my fucking nachos, which I just heated up in the air fryer as well, which I'm gonna dip into them like so. Look at that. It's good shit. See the rice in that? It's pretty fucking hot, but I'm gonna do it just for ease. Fucking banging, mate. Not a pain. Every time.